we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yeah, that shit found fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it start? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from another Ordinal hour, and you are not bullish enough, guys. 100K Bitcoin. Congratulations to everyone in the ecosystem. This is something truly to be, special, truly amazing. Right, this is equivalent to the moment Bitcoin passed $1,000, to the moment Bitcoin passed $10,000. Now we passed 100,000. But guys, this is just the beginning. Where we're going to be in about 6 to 8, maybe even 12 months, we're going to be in a place of complete chaos and and real tears from people who faded Bitcoin. I'm expecting 700K. Yagobi's expecting between 3 and 4, but we're all expecting us to go at least 4x to 7x higher than we are right now, and that is going to be a glorious day. But what is that going to do for the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? Your ordinals, your runes, they're going to explode. That's point blank. They're just going to all just be absolutely insane. Guys, we are on Bitcoin. We are on a chain that potentially could have between 10, 15, and $20 trillion of value on it. And once people get money, once people start to feel rich, they're going to get risky, and which is kind of dangerous, right? But in that aspect, they're gonna be buying our bags, and we're gonna be very happy people. We're gonna walk out of this ecosystem, out of this bull run, with multiple Bitcoins, guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I just can't wait. Can't wait for next year. But the rest of this year is going to be just as glorious. And it's going to be fun. But without further ado, let me bring in my partner here. As always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Had my mic on mute, but I'm ready.
It's all good, man. Where were you when Bitcoin hit 100K?
Man, I was actually being old and getting ready for bed. I think early. It was early. Yesterday was a long work day for us. And so I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm probably just going to turn the tube on and just pass out. And I looked at my phone and I was like, wow, this is crazy, right? We not only did we crack 100K, we ran through it, right? With great momentum, got to 103,000, and now it seems like we're bouncing back and forth between 101 and 103. Which, getting to 103,000 is pretty solid. That sets a little bit of a foundation there. So I think there's gonna be some resistance protecting that $100,000 mark now.
Yeah, I mean, we flipped 100K from resistance to support. That's a big deal because there's going to be there used to be a lot of sell orders there, and now there's going to be a lot of buy orders there. I just, maybe we dipped to 99. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I really see us being at 108, 114,000 potentially by weekend. And we were talking kind of before the show, and I'm predicting a 40% December, which would take us to 140,000, 138,000.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I think that's conservative. I want to go higher.
I don't know about that. I think 140 would be out of this world in terms of finishing the year. Next year, of course, I think that there's going to be moments. But hey, look, if we expect to get to that crazy, mid six-figure range, then maybe 140,000 isn't too crazy. I think just for me
Yeah,
in short term kind of memory, for me, it's like 140 would be like just monumental. I mean, 100,000 really is, it's a
yeah,
really big milestone. But yeah, I'm thinking more in the lines of between 110 and 120, but we shall see.
yeah. So in about 5 days, we have the biggest moment, I think, in Bitcoin's history. Microsoft, right? This is Microsoft. They're going to be coming to the table and they're going to be saying, "Are we going to be putting Bitcoin in our strategic reserve?" What do you think about that and everything that comes with that? I mean, it could be absolutely insane.
Yeah, it could be. But I think a
Yeah,
lot of states and other countries and stuff are front running it, right?
yeah,
But yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting to see what next year is going to bring. There's a bunch of catalysts. That's the thing. Every bull market there's catalyst, but this bull market, I feel like it's the most catalyst that has ever existed. So we're ready for it. But also, that could get tricky, right? Like, because you
yeah.
have all this, not everything is always good all the time. So you got to just, remember that, put that little pill in the back of your mind, maybe a year and a half from now.
Yeah, 100%. So we do have something else coming up on the 10th. That is the Magic Eden Diamonds. Yagobi, did you check your diamonds yesterday?
I did. I did. You were so pessimistic and negative about it. I was like, man, should I even try? But I was like, of course I'm going to try. Who doesn't like
Yeah,
free free stimulus is what I like to call it, right? But also I realized that, it was probably the steps or instructions that weren't as clear on how to do this. And
yeah,
look, yes, user error for sure is part of it, but I think Magic Eden could have done a way better job to be more clear in how you actually do this. Because you have to use both, not only your mobile wallet, you have
yeah,
the PC as well to check. So yeah, so definitely probably should have a VPN, is no matter where you are, in my opinion, but
yeah,
like especially if you're in those two regions that they named. But yeah, I was able to check and I'm satisfied. I wish I had maybe a little bit more, but
yeah.
I'm not greedy.
I'm over the moon. I couldn't believe it. I put one wallet in. It was nice. I put a second wallet in. It was cool. I put a third wallet in. I was baffled. I put a fourth wallet in. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then you go look and you see that, they're going for $3.90 OTC right now. And I'm just like, this is pretty game changing.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, and then the first thing I do, I'm like, oh, which ordinals should I buy with all my new money? Or what runes should I buy with all my new money? And I think a lot of people are thinking like me, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking like you. There's probably a certain subset, like, maybe minority, that is thinking how they're going to allocate it up and cut it up, right? Because that's me. I'm not
Yeah,
automatically thinking, what am I going to put into runes? I am going to put some into it, but I also want to kind of, see what else that I might just have,
yeah,
cash on hand or whatever, stable on hand. So we'll see. The one thing that I will say is that, it is launching as a Solana token, right?
yeah,
So I'm curious as to your thoughts as what you think in terms of the market cap starting off, because we've seen in previous, well markets, pre-markets, that seems to overshoot what the reality price is, right? But that was
yeah,
also before Bitcoin has become aggressive. So we're late in Q4. We're heading into Q1 of 2025, which that's where like things get really crazy in that spring to summer time frame. What do you think about like Magic Eden's token in terms of market cap starting off? Do you think it's going to sell down big time, or do you think it kind of stays strong the entire time?
yeah. Great question. And I think that it's going to do something very similar to what Hyperliquid did in the beginning. So answer your question though, I think it's going to be strong the entire time. I think it's going to be a top 50 token very early. And so Hyperliquid basically, I think it launched, I want to say, let me share my screen here. Freezing up. There it goes. Hyperliquid just launched not too long ago. It's kind of what everyone is kind of comparing it to, right? So it launched on November 30th or right on November 9th. And it had a huge monstrous airdrop. But as you can see, it never really took a dip, right? It kind of came out at $3.90, which is exactly what Magic Eden is looked at on the thing, and has the same supply, same exact supply and everything. The airdrop is pretty close. It's almost identical to what Hyperliquid is doing, what Magic Eden is doing. And look, dude, it's at $12.83.
Yeah, but Magic Eden has a stronger brand than Hyperliquid, correct? Or am I wrong on that? Because I'm
No,
not familiar. I'm not familiar with Hyperliquid.
Yeah.
What is it?
Remember, we talked with one of our partners about this. He was telling us about that they were going to potentially try to do something like this.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? So it's basically a centralized type of thing. Let me show you. So you kind of go to hyperliquid.xyz.
But you could tell me exactly what Magic Eden is. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, but
well,
also
because it's in my
Eden
ecosystem, right? I don't play on these other ecosystems.
Yeah.
So it's not fair, right?
Do you think? But if you had to go brand to brand, which one would be bigger? Like in your opinion, not trying to be biased.
Well, Magic Eden. Well, again, I don't know. I don't know Hyperliquid. I just know that tokenomics.
Everybody knows Magic Eden, though, no matter what ecosystem you're in, right? Because it's the number one NFT.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I just think it's Solana and Bitcoin. The Ethereum guys, they use OpenSea, and the other ones. I don't. Ethereum
every single Ethereum,
is so low.
every single Ethereum person that's involved with their ecosystem knows what Magic Eden is.
Okay, maybe, but this is basically an exchange. You can short, you can long, you can buy, you can do 20x, 30x. But it's like a centralized version. So I don't know. I've never used it. I don't plan on using it, but I'm just saying the tokenomics and everything is so close to what Hyperliquid is. And I mean, to your point though, I mean, $12.84, gives them a market cap of $4 billion, right? And they're fully diluted is 12 billion. It's very similar to what Magic Eden is doing. So if Magic Eden copies this, I mean, could you see Magic Eden $12?
Probably, yeah. But was there any strategy that allowed this to really pump up? That's the thing, because at the end of the day, I'm thinking of previous tokens that had this really hype with the pre-well stuff. We saw stuff like Merlin. It had a lot of hype with the pre-well, and but it was also in a totally different time. Right now, I don't think a bunch of people want to dump before heading into this Q1. So I think they timed this token launch, right? And you had like FB that was on pre-wells as well. But again, Coinbase, Binance, all these centralized exchanges, they have their like pre-well marketplaces. I didn't realize that, and Magic Eden was on all of them. So I think Magic Eden gets listed pretty quickly on all these majors. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that happens?
Well, it's getting listed on Coinbase. Right away.
There you go.
So it's already planned. I mean, this is something. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. And I mean, dude, I do see it getting to $12.
Yeah.
Like maybe me sitting with a huge bag of it right now, and do I go to Runes or do I just hold it for an easy 4x? And I mean, this is, dude. Today is what, the 5th, and this came out the 29th. Like, that's insane. Like
about the 29th of November. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, it's crazy. It's crazy. The expectations of what could happen here. 1 billion supply is not that crazy of a total supply, right? So I don't know. Magic Eden right now has the strongest brand power in terms of NFT marketplaces, or obviously Ordinals for sure. They're getting involved with fungibles because of Bitcoin fungibles. You can trade any token pretty much with their wallet. Right. So why wouldn't this thing go nuts? But we'll see.
Yep. So let's get into the banners here. 100,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, we kind of gave our thoughts on that.
Really quick before
yeah,
before we continue on, guys. So we do have the Arch Network Arch Thursday segment later today in about a little bit less than an hour. If you put Billy to a Billy in the comment section, you will qualify for a chance to win a part of the 1000 BDC giveaway. So the $1 billion cat runes giveaway. So they're gonna split that up for 3 people. So just put Billy to a Billy in the chat, the comment section of the show, and you will qualify for that. We'll do a spin. We'll do a couple spins at the end, a few, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there before we jump into the next headlines here.
So we should have them do something with their X account, like we or
well, yeah,
we can do
Asher's
it next time.
tracking
It's
both.
just so hard to find them.
Yeah, Asher's tracking both. Oh, you're
But
talking
no one's
about
putting their no one's putting their X handle in here. But guys, if you do win, please put your X handle in there. It's so hard. We can't reach YouTube people. Like it's not possible. We can't like send you a message. So we need you to kind of, if you do win, you got to be here at the end. You got to be here at the end. I mean, that's kind of how it is. If we don't get your Twitter handle at the end of the show, I can't be tracking people down anymore. It's so annoying. So we definitely need, if you guys could kindly just Billy to a Billy and put your Twitter handle in there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Appreciate it.
All right. So this is kind of the news that kind of, I think, in my opinion, pushed Bitcoin over 100K. U.S. Fed Chair Jerome Powell dismissed the idea that people see Bitcoin as a symbol of a lack of faith in the U.S. dollar, saying Bitcoin is a competitor to gold, not the U.S. dollar. This is Jerome Powell saying this. How do you feel with this?
I think that the current administration is going to kind of push this narrative as well. Right. Trump is really big on the US dollar. He wants to strengthen that. I get it. So I don't think this is a negative. I think this is kind of what a lot of people, even Bitcoiners, have said. Bitcoin is the digital gold. So just keep that narrative. And I think everything will be fine. Look, if you live in this country, you want that to be strong as well, because at the end of the day, obviously for us, we want Bitcoin to be, the top of the top. But if it's looked at as like the top, asset class in terms of market cap, then nothing else matters, right? If it's going to pass the market cap of gold one day, so that's all that matters.
100%. No, I agree. So I have 2 thoughts on this. My one thought is this is amazing for Trump, because last time Trump was in office, Trump said, Bitcoin is a threat to the dollar, and I don't like that. I want the dollar to be the number one currency. And then on the other hand of that, I do think Bitcoin is a threat to the dollar. I want Trump and Powell to think it's not, but I think that it is a threat I think it's a threat to every currency. I think Bitcoin is going to be the ultimate currency. Kind of what I went on yesterday. I don't want to touch currencies. I don't want to go to another country and have to change my my dollars into euros, my dollars into yen or whatever. I just want to use Bitcoin in every country. I think Bitcoin is 100% going to destroy every single currency by value and by volume.
Yeah, but I think if they keep pushing this kind of narrative, it's not going to be compared to those type of things like the fiat as much, right? It's going to be more of the market cap, and it's the most valuable asset in general, point blank. So who cares at that point? Like if it's number one in market cap, why do you care if someone says the dollar's strong? You know what I'm saying? They can't say the dollar's stronger than Bitcoin, because like Bitcoin has the largest market cap and it's the most valuable asset at that point, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think that it's just better than the dollar. It's 100% better. So I found this chart here, and this is big because Bitcoin has surpassed Australian dollar to become the world's 10th largest currency. So this is the currencies here. Bitcoin is now number 3 at 1.9. It is about the pass the US dollar here, the euro, and this is approximate market capitalization. So this is pretty big. So you see, you have the yen, you have the British pound, and all this. Bitcoin has passed all that. Bitcoin is now number 3, only against the US dollar and euros.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a threat. It's a threat for sure, in my opinion. But I'm glad that Jerome Powell and Trump and those group of people don't think it's a threat against the dollar, because they're gonna help us get to that $20 trillion market cap, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, but they're also going to, try to position the U.S. currency to be strong still. But yeah, I agree. I think we're just in a win-win situation with that.
Yeah,
so
100%. global investment management company Bernstein says Bitcoin could replace gold as the premier store of value asset within the next decade. I think it happens in the next 4 to 8 years as well. I mean, I definitely see that, but that's pretty insane that these are global investment management companies coming out and saying this. They own gold. I mean, and they're coming out and saying Bitcoin could replace gold. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah. Again, this is just kind of passing the torch. You know, like if you look at the top market caps by asset, it's wild how big of a disparity it is from rank number 1 to 2. I've talked about this before. You're talking about 17, 18 trillion dollars versus 2 to 3. 15 trillion dollars, that's a humongous gap. That takes the entire market cap from like 3 to, I don't know, probably like 15, right? So my point that I'm making is that, like, you know, for them to say this is really big, because they're saying that Bitcoin is going to leap, you know, possibly 15, 16, 17 trillion dollars of market cap in a short period of time is what their expectation probably is, I would imagine. And the more and more fiat or TradFi companies that come out that have reputations that are solid and say this, the more that the masses it goes to levels, right? They say it, then, you know, professional traders say it, then, you know, they tell their friends, and then eventually everybody in society is like, Bitcoin is king. So
100%. I agree. This is just a part of adoption, right? But it's just crazy to me that we're already at the global investment management companies. Like we're one step below, you know, world leaders, like, in my opinion.
Oh, no, we're there. We're at world leaders. We're at world leaders. Yeah. But to be fair, you and I both agree that this probably should have happened like maybe 4 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. So it's kind of playing catch up too at the same time, you know. So that's why I think we're seeing a rapid movement of this kind of adoption for important entities and people.
Well, we had a lot of bad actors in the space, right? With Sam Bankman-Fried, 3 Hours Capital. There was a lot of bad people doing messed up things to gain wealth, right? To gain popularity, to gain political interest and stuff like that. But they're all gone now, so that it's wide open. You know, the evil has been replaced by new evil, I guess. Or
there's always going to be some evil,
US
man. You got to just
government
out.
evil. One of the good guys, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, urges governments to adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve after Bitcoin hits 100K, calling it the best performing asset over the last 12 years. I mean, 100% agree with this. Brian Armstrong, you know, he definitely he's definitely
Pump his
Bitcoin
bags.
Yeah, well, the dude's a multi-billionaire. I don't see it that way. I just think that this is good advice, dude.
They always want more, as you know. Like, there's certain people I think that like have really, you know, unique personalities. Elon Musk, I think, is one of those. I think he's a person that wants more, but like he has as much money as he wants, right? Like I think Elon has Asperger's or whatever, and so like for him, it's not about that. It's about like trying to get to Mars and stuff like that. But there's definitely majority of people, they always want more, and I bet Brian Armstrong and Coinbase has a nice strategic reserve of themselves, but who wouldn't want this? I mean, like, you know, so
I don't know. I think this is more about, you know, kind of pushing the narrative here. He's trying to push the narrative. I don't think he's trying to pump his bags, but getting on chain, getting every country on chain, to me is the biggest thing, because you're going to see potential, you know, real DeFi applications, real applications that are on chain happening because of this first step.
Yeah.
All right. Bitcoin dominance bounces back to 57 as BTC pushes through 104. Let me show this chart right here. It's actually a crazy chart. So shout out to Benjamin Cohen, man. He called all this, and he called this dip here, but it's bouncing back now. He's saying it's going to go higher than this. You would need Bitcoin to probably get to my 140,000 for that to happen. What do you think about the Bitcoin dominance?
Oh man, so we saw a good dip, right? It was hanging around 60,000, and then we saw a very like kind of, you know, I guess downtrend go all the way to 56, and then man, it got I guess it like kind of settled right at that bottom of 56 in this run. But yeah, we're still there though. We're still at 56. So I mean, you know, if he thinks it's still going to go back up, didn't he say the top was around that 62, 63, 61 mark? So, I mean, we've already hit that. So I don't know what else more he wants, unless he wants just kind of like, I guess, an extended dominance to where it hangs around, you know, that 60, 61, 62 range until maybe January, February, March.
Yeah.
And then in one of those 3 months is whenever it goes down. And plus dominance might look different this round too, right?
Yeah.
So not necessarily the typical 40% drop, or drop to 40% to where alts kind of take off. So it's going to be interesting. I did notice though on this downtrend, some of the coins ran. We saw Cardano run, XRP ran, right? So even though the dominance didn't drop super hard to where it triggered alt season, we did see some of the blue chips, or the you know, kind of teetering on the line of blue chip type tokens and coins take off.
Yeah, 100%. So you're saying maybe you see a double top, you think, or no?
I don't know. I mean, right now it's going back down, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if things are like running hard against it right now, but we'll see. We still have the rest of this month, so probably double top. You know, because like if it does get, even if it gets to like the 110, 120 range that I'm talking about, that I'm shooting for, or at least I think it can get to. I think it needs to get pretty hyper aggressive. I mean, you're looking at what, like 15, 20,000 in a month period. Yeah. So, but what will the other coins do? Will they kind of just sit back and relax? If they sit back and relax and just see where Bitcoin wants to get, you know, new foundation, then I think that's where it could get past 62, 63%. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm actually hoping to see it just keep dropping. I would love to see it 45, 44%, but the price of Bitcoin continues to go up. Like that's what I want to see, but we'll see.
Yep.
Mt. Gox moved $2.4 billion worth of Bitcoin to a new wallet after BTC price hits 100K. This is something every single time. When Bitcoin hit 70K, they moved it. When Bitcoin hit 80K, they moved it. This is just getting annoying at this point, and I just want them to just give the people their Bitcoin. Like, stop doing this. Like, it's just so annoying. What do you think?
I'm tired of seeing Mt. Gox as well in the headlines, right? But it's like at this point, are they trying to bring it back down? It's not Mt. Gox. It's you know, big players.
Trust,
are they just you know? Also, you know, a lot of these people got Bitcoin whenever it was cheap, right? And so like really pretty cheap. So hitting 100,000 probably was a milestone for some people. If you think about it, it's probably a milestone for a lot of people, not just Mt. Gox people.
Yeah.
People in their mind that was like, I bought it at 30,000 on this last dip from this last bear run, or 20,000, maybe as low as like 16 and 17. $100,000 was my psychological milestone, and I'm going to cash out then. Yeah. So, and we probably saw a lot of that between the sales orders between 98 and 100. Remember, it was really hard to get past it. Now we're past it, and I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be hard to go back below it.
Yeah, man. Bitcoin miner Hut 8 announces plans to fund its Bitcoin strategic reserve through a $500 million equity offering. This scares me. I'm definitely worried about these miners doing this. I understand they're going to be buying Bitcoin with this, right? They're going to be selling stock in their company and they're buying Bitcoin. But who's buying that stock? To me, that's going to be people who want to control Bitcoin. That's what Larry thinks. To me, them holding a crap ton of Bitcoin does nothing, but them holding a ton of miners. If they position themselves to have majority share in 5 out of the top 10 miners, that's scary to me, because then they control everything that happens. They make the decisions.
Yeah. So it's not even necessarily like the fact that these miners are holding Bitcoin. It's the fact that someone is coming into, well, I mean, this news headline is about them buying more Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's 2 possible kind of evil villain situations here. One, you know, who holds the most Bitcoin, kind of make that, has the power. And then, you know, this has always happened through our traditional stocks and TradFi is once you own a certain percentage of a company, you make the decisions for that company. Is 51%, right? The board has to listen to you, or, you know, the CEO has to listen to you, or whatever. And so large companies like BlackRock have taken advantage of that. And so that's something to keep your eye on in the future. I don't think that's going to hurt necessarily the price of Bitcoin, because they never want that to happen. I think it's more of like, I don't know. How could they control it? Let's say for you, if you're holding, let's say you hold like 20 Bitcoin. Let's look 8 years down the line. BlackRock has majority share of like, let's say 8 of the major mining companies. Then how does that affect you personally?
Yeah, so it affects because they make the decisions. If they want to do an upgrade, and that upgrade is, let's just say, more tax friendly, to where you're seeing all your transactions. They can do things in the code. They can change the code of Bitcoin with a fork. They decide that if they don't want OpCat, they don't want Bitcoin like friendly things to kind of build on Bitcoin, they can shut it down. They could put stuff in the code that could affect ordinals, that could affect runes. There's you know what I mean. There's ways of doing things that's kind of stop the way we do stuff here in Bitcoin ordinals and runes. Well, whether that's code, they can take things out, they can add stuff, they control the blockchain when you have 51% of the hash power.
So would you think that there would be first of all, I think there's smart enough people already that are kind of thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
And those smart people are paying attention to these large entities acquiring, percentage shares of each company. So I think there will be an uprising before that even occurs. And at that point, it could be a self-destruction thing for those companies. So like I would hope the people would want to stand up against that early enough to be able to stop it, right? So but yeah, what you're saying is true. It would be a bit scary. Maybe there should be some sort of regulation that goes in that says that you can't purchase a certain amount of Bitcoin miner stock or something, or cross that threshold, and it wouldn't affect Bitcoin, the crypto and Bitcoin itself from a decentralized and free capital market. It would affect the TradFi sector.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Which I think that would be fine. I don't care about that. I just don't want the control to happen over, in terms of like making decisions for where we are.
Yeah, it just scares me because maybe one entity can't hold over 30%, but then what's stopping BlackRock, Fidelity, and all these top large banking services from
Colluding,
each getting a piece and doing what they want to do?
yeah.
Right? They can do whatever they want. They want to make the block size bigger or smaller. They can do whatever they want. They control Bitcoin now, because whoever controls the miners controls Bitcoin.
So I think that's why, I think that's why it's going to be very, very important for the team that gets selected to kind of oversee these things. But again, there's people a lot smarter than us too that are going to be involved, I think, and that are already trying to solve these types of future problems.
Yeah, 100%. But there is opportunity there for other larger companies. If you are pro Bitcoin, to to either donate to these smaller ones where they don't have to sell stock, where they're not publicly traded, right? So, but it just takes a big amount of money to come in to buy the whole damn thing. So, and these guys have unlimited amount of US dollars, and potentially, I truly think that BlackRock, Fidelity, and a lot of these big monstrous banking institutions and money marketing companies and stuff like that, they'll probably own most miners in 10 years.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that right now. We're heading into a bull market, so let's get the celebratory vibes back out.
It's just hard to like see this stuff, and like I feel like I'm the only one who actually is kind of looking past that and being like,
oh, believe me, you're not.
Please keep your stock. But I don't hear anyone else saying it. Like, everyone's like congratulating them.
Because they don't want to say it, because they don't want that to people to be in the public knowing. Look, that's not even like the biggest problem. The biggest problem is quantum computing. Once we get that, once that becomes mainstream, so, but there's people working on that. So that's my faith is that the people that, really truly believe in Bitcoin are working on these issues. And if I'm wrong, then I had a wrong opinion about who these people are and their values.
Yeah, but that's one thing people don't understand. Quantum computing destroys the entire banking sector first. Like, you can just go into PNC Bank and just take all the money.
Yeah.
I mean,
not first, simultaneously, because they can anything with
the world.
anything with cryptography will be able to be undone within seconds.
You'll have, but then you'll have a someone's going to create something using quantum computing to stop that, right? So
Yeah,
it's going to
exactly.
be
That's
neck to
what
neck, but we'll see.
people are already thinking of working on it.
So this is something I found interesting. Privacy coins are really going crazy right now. I want to bring everyone's attention. Monero surges 2-year high of $211. Privacy coins are really beaten up during the Gary Gensler era. They were going after them hard, but it doesn't seem that way. And one update that a lot of the maxis talk about getting into Bitcoin is a privacy update. Do you see maybe a privacy fork or soft fork happening to Bitcoin, or is that something that
I
probably won't
don't
ever
think
happen?
Bitcoin will ever have another hard fork unless it's one of those
No,
situations.
it would be a soft fork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So possibly, but I do feel like truly that a lot of people just don't want to mess with it, you know. But in terms of privacy coins, I think privacy coins are going to be like, they're going to have like stretches of support and then stretches of not having support, right?
yeah,
You know, depends on like who are the global leaders kind of situation. I feel like there's a change of guard kind of happening right now. And I think we're
yeah,
going back to kind of freedom of like privacy, freedom of speech and stuff. How long does this last? Does this last 4 years, 8 years, 10 years? Who knows? But
yeah,
it's whoever's in charge, right? So that's where I feel like the privacy will either thrive or not. So I think to answer your question, short
yeah,
answer is I think that it's gonna, Monero's probably gonna do very well. Other privacy stuff like Ghosty could probably, roll out their initial plan. Those Tornado Cash guys are probably gonna, whip something else up. And so I don't know.
yeah, yeah, man. I'm just, it would just be nice. Like, obviously, I want to live on a Bitcoin standard, but I don't want the world knowing how much Bitcoin I have, right? So I was just kind of hoping to get some privacy under the chain, but I don't know if it's going to happen. German government's decision to sell 50,000 Bitcoin at 54K cost them $2.4 billion in today's market cap. Completely missed the profits. This is like selling 10,000 Bitcoin for pizza at this point. It could be in the future anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and they're gonna be reminded every year, I guarantee
Yeah,
you. You know what? There'll probably be a sat that has a special sat for the day that the Germans fumbled the ball. We should make
yeah,
that.
yeah, 100%. The German Satoshi. I was trying to get into we haven't done this in a while, and I think it's my fault. I think I accidentally deleted the banner, and then I just forgot about it. But Bitcoin Fear and Greed. Last week was a 77. Yesterday was a 78. I'll give you a hint. We are in extreme greed right now. We are way higher than that 78 from yesterday.
86.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
84. Great guess there. What did we get to 90? I mean, we're over 100K. I'm surprised we're not there already.
Yeah, well, we're not there because it didn't. I think it was right about to crack it. It was like hanging around 99, I think, and
Yeah.
then it eventually cracked it. But we're at like 90. We're at 100,900 right now. Yeah, so we're
Dipping
kind of
down.
we have a bit of sell pressure happening right now. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here in the next, I would say, 8 hours. But yeah, so the next meter of Bitcoin
Yeah.
Fear and Greed is gonna be very interesting. Because if we can get back to that 103, I think it's going to be crazy. If we hang around where we are right now, possibly, mess with maybe thinking about getting below 100,000 again, then we could actually see around the same numbers or low 80s.
Yep. All right, let's get into the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be one of the leading leverage trading platforms, the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. Yesterday, we did a pre-record video with them. That video will probably be out next week. These guys are building something really special. They're going to let you take leverage on your runes and your BRC20s and all your layer 2 assets that everyone has. This is going to be pretty big. These guys are probably going to be launching in probably early next year. Paper trading competition on Botonics. So I've been practicing that. Has started this probably
No, the 19th.
next
It's
couple days. The 19th.
the 19th of this.
For Botonics.
Sorry, the 9th of this month.
The
Yeah.
9th. Yeah. So in about 4 days, you'll be able to go on bitperp.io, click Botonics, and get the paper trading. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be doing it here, taking some longs, taking some shorts. I'm curious of the updates that they put in from the last version.
Yeah, and the prizes for this one is going to be crazy. It's 10,000 USDT and 50,000 BTP. So make sure you guys participate in that. Just take as many trades as you can. Try to get as much P&L as you can. Who knows? You can maybe win that. But before we get into the Bitcoin price action, guys, if you're on the YouTube side, smash that like for us, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. And then on the X side, hit that like for us and share this space, please. Also, if you are watching and you are in the comments, please type Billy to a Billy if you want a chance to win part of that $1,000 billion cat giveaway. You got to type Billy to a Billy. Put your X handle as well in that comment. But let's get into this Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. So let's take a look here on the hour chart. You can see this was whenever we started to build up this big old freaking flagpole here, uptrend. We got past that $100,000 threshold. Finally, we did it, right? And then we kind of had this consolidation period here, and now we're seeing a little bit of a dump, right? We're back to $101,289, but we got as high as 103,000. But anyways, as you can see here, we have come out of the overbought, heading into the oversold territory on stochastic RSI. The MACD is showing that, that sell pressure has started, right? So how long will this last? Who knows, right? I do think probably for the second half of the day, we will be ranging back and forth between 101.5 to, I wouldn't be shocked to get back to 103. The way Bitcoin has been since November has just been no, lengthy sell downs, no lengthy dumps. That's what I've seen, at least for Bitcoin, and that's what I'm going to expect until it shows me something different. So that's the second half of today is probably just a lot of chop, in my opinion. If you look at the 8-hour chart, though, we did get out of that sell pressure. So we were talking about there was just indecisiveness, a lot of indecisiveness with Bitcoin, but we formed our first big green candle here. Well, decent size, I would say, not huge. The next candle is going to be very important. If we get even bigger one, then we can start to build momentum up for the middle of December, right? Because that's kind of when we all think Bitcoin's really going to rally, is the middle of December, and maybe it can hit those targets that I'm thinking about, $110,000 to $120,000. You can see on the stochastics we have come out of oversold for the 8-hour, so that's why it looks different than the 1 hour. This is more of a weekly forecast, right? It's going to give us a 7 days out type of projection. So we are just now heading into overbought here. Huge green candle here. We'll see where this next candle, probably going to be a red one, but it'll be a small one, and we'll see if we can kind of form maybe like a bull flag on the 8-hour, right? We'll see. But that is what I'm seeing for the Bitcoin price action, guys. Hopefully this helps. None of this is ever financial advice. Do your own research, and yeah, hopefully it helps you guys.
Yep. And it's getting to the roll call here. Man, there's a ton of people today. That's gonna be a fun one. Number one spot. So I'm a little confused. I didn't think X accounts can tweet late. So I'm gonna give it to Chief Axel. It's my guy right there. Appreciate you, my friend. But you are number one today. Is your day. Followed by Trude Art over on X. Hey guys, thanks for being here. Congrats on Bitcoin taking center stage. And it's a true revolution. Yes, 100% agree. Hit him with a Billy to a Billy. Shout out to you guys, man. Remember, put a Billy to a Billy in the chat to be put on the wheel. My man Yasher is really helping us out today. Really appreciate Yasher. So everyone just kind of thank Yasher for helping us out here. But greetings, people. So this ME airdrop going to make us rich or what? What do you think, Yagobi? We're going to get rich off this?
I mean, it's going to be a good stimulus, in my opinion, and I think that stimulus flows to runes and ordinals and BRC20s. Because remember, it's not just the West that has this stimmy; the East has the stimmy too. So we are going to probably see runes and BRC20s run at the same time, which we've never seen. That's going to be super exciting.
100% agree. WebDro goes Magic Internet Diamonds. Mr. Hanky LFG. Ordinals Chips is here, and his brother, Ordinal Sweets. He hits me with a Shizzy is as cute as a diamond. Thank you, my friend. Green Man is here. Mempool Punk. Tim Baker, AOD Artist here. I Walk Alone. No. You're not bullish enough. Let's go. Steamy J is here. Joko is here. I Walk Alone again. Make Bitcoin fun again, man. You've been here all week. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Nighthawk UXL is in the building. He said, make it purple rain. Make it rain purple. Nighthawk, he says, LFG 700K on the horizon. Yes! Finally, people are saying it with me. Nagi is here. Green Man is here. Nighthawk says, by the way, F Fractal. He had a transaction stuck for 6 hours in the mempool. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Fractal,
you do too, right? Right now.
I gotta
Yeah.
check it, but yeah, it's in the mempool.
It's
So,
backed up for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it's just because I put it in 11 sats and it's like 14 now, so it's
Gotcha.
normal. But I think something happened with his because he went into the Discord. And then we have the Striper Show here again. Shout out to you, my friend. Choda is here. Zap is here. Let's go. Steve Versus in the building. ASAP Benji is here. Crypto Bitso in the building. Kai Effect, man, one of our long times at GM. Happy 100K Bitcoin Day. Offline Clone is here. Shout out to you, my friend. Adopted by Bitcoin. I kind of compared to Uniswap Airdrop. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Uniswap Airdrop is what really pushed the market up last time, the alts anyway, and that could be what Magic Eden does here. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I want to say one thing. I think Magic Eden's more universally known as than Unisat, but both are big brands.
No, Uniswap.
Oh, Uniswap. Yeah.
So
probably
in last cycle, Uniswap was that edge that really blasted everything up, right?
Yeah.
After that airdrop, it was just upwards momentum, and he's thinking that maybe we're getting to get that same momentum.
I hope so. That'd be amazing.
Fixed is here. Braden Gardner, your first time here. Thank you so much for being here. Oscar Akra Steve F is here. You used to hang out with us a lot. Thank you for coming back. Max is here. Click bang. Shout out to you, my friend. In the building. Imagine Films is here. ASAP Benji. Hope to see. And we got Site Editor. Billy to a Billy. Let's see. MB Farms is here. Viral AGI. Bagtown Clans. That's actually a pretty cool name. Cryptdemic is here. Let's go. Musty is here. Vision of Tomo. Shout out to Vision Tomo, man.
Yo, Tomo
all summer. And then I think you left Australia, right? Didn't you leave Australia and then kind of left the show as well? Shout out to you, my friend. Then we have Mike Bennett is here, like always, every single day. Mike Northerner is here. A lot of names that I haven't said in a long time. Hope to see Lucas Dinez. I think it's your first time here. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for showing up today. Jason, my feet. This is one of your favorites right here. LFG 100K. We got the crypto police in the building.
Who is it?
He just said it says crypto police. Shout out to the crypto police. Texas Twister. I think it's one of your friends with the Nutcoin. Don't fade it. All right, Yagobi, you gotta talk to your friends here. Talking about Nutcoin. I don't know what's going on there. Enrique Vargas, high legend. A big hug for you. Yeah, shout out to Enrique Vargas, man. And I think that is everyone. Sultan, IBN, and I think I hit on everyone. I want to make sure I got it. I got every single one of you guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys showing up today. 249 people in here. We're gonna be doing Arch Thursdays in about 12 minutes. But I kind of want to get into our topic of the day. We kind of hit on a little bit, but we'll kind of show you guys what's going on with the raining diamonds on the Bitcoin ecosystem. Will runes explode? Yagobi, will you be selling your ME and purchasing runes?
I'm gonna probably break off a brick of it and then buy into some of the ones that already have foundation, right? So maybe throw a little bit of mystery in. I know that foundation's there, but it doesn't seem like it to new people because they're like, well, this thing doesn't have a huge market cap or it doesn't have a ton of holders, but it definitely has a foundation, but not financial advice. But something like that, maybe add to my BDC bags, maybe get into something a little bit more risky like Gizmo as well. Probably not going to go into anything brand new, just because I want to be a little bit safe. I want to make sure my STEMI works for me. What about you?
Yep. Oh, dude, it's tough, man. because just coming here and then kind of watching what that one coin did, it's kind of like I'm gonna be pissed at myself if 30 days after I sell it, it goes to $12, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean that's life-changing money right there at what I'm holding or what I'm hopefully getting. It's a lot. So I don't know, man. Now it's seeing hyper liquid. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Magic
Yeah.
Eden's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough, right? Because obviously you can buy into runes that that's definitely more risky, right? But again, we did the math with the runestone, and if you
Yeah.
would have waited the entire time, something like when I sold my runestones, it would have more than 3x today,
Yeah.
or whenever I think Dog was at like 800 million, so maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like a 5-figure stimulus that can maybe get to 6 figures if you wait and patient, but you don't have to wait as long this
Yeah.
time because we're here. We're at the time period, right? So that's where I think the trick is here. Some people I think end up, because I think there's gonna be a sell down. First of all,
Yeah.
Solana people are upset. They're really, their feelings are hurt. They're emotional right now because the people that were farming, like blur farming, they didn't get rewarded the same way that
Yeah.
blur rewarded, because the Magic Eden wanted to reward people that were actually like buying something. Like you could be a trader, but what people were trying to do, and this is kind of what I've heard, is they were actually buying and then they were sniping their own buys and then they were sniping those just to get points, right? And then so that's what took Magic Eden a long time for these diamonds to token ratio and figuring things out. And so Solana, I don't know why, but they, a lot of them didn't get as much, and they're upset. I mean, obviously it's because of the volume dollar amount. The Bitcoin ecosystem just produced more for Magic Eden, but for people, they might be trying to buy the people that sell, like you said. Sometimes that's your strategy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be people that have that. There's gonna be people that go into runes heavily, and some of these ordinals, I expect like puppets to probably get to 0.2, 0.3, maybe node monks to get to 0.2, something like that. Things will go up.
Yep. All right. So being an American citizen, how did you see your your how many diamonds
Allocation?
there?
Yeah, so it definitely wasn't an easy situation. I mean, it probably was if I just read and took my time, but I don't do that. So let me show people what I did, at least, and this is how
Yeah.
I did it. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so then you can see the first thing I did is I went to the Magic Eden post here, right? And then try to go into this eligibility post. And then I went to, why is it not showing me the thing? Oh, because I have to log in. Okay, cool. So you go to that post. Underneath it, here, I'll just share this one. Underneath it, you can see the ME Foundation. You want to go there. Some reason when I click on this right now, so it's mefoundation.com. So this is directly on their site. But yeah, when I go here, for some reason, MetaMask is giving me like some kind of thing message. But anyways, so you go there, and then once you go there, it's going to take you here to this claim ME, right? So people are like, well, I thought you had to use your mobile. So you do. So just hold off. So at this point, we're going to pause the PC side. So you're at the page you need to be. On your mobile phone, you need to have the app downloaded, the Magic Eden app downloaded, right? So if you're in the US or UK, you probably want to use a VPN, by the way, on your phone and PC. Okay, so on your phone, you will open the Magic Eden app. And then once you're on the home page of the app, in the top right, you will see 3 icons. It's the search magnifying glass, and then the QR QR code icon, and then like I think it's like a download arrow icon. You want to click on that QR code icon, and then it's going to show like you're ready to take a picture. It's going to turn your camera on, right? So, okay, you have your phone ready and the website ready. Next thing you do on the site is you click Claim ME, and then it's going to take you to the check eligibility page. Then you will go to check eligibility and click that. And then this is where you take the picture with your phone. And that is going to ask you on your phone, it's going to bring up signage, because you basically need to delegate your Solana wallet through your Magic Eden wallet, your Solana account, I should say, through your Magic Eden wallet to be the one that's going to receive the airdrop. So once you do that, you'll sign it, and then you'll be linked in, and then you're good to go. You'll be able to see your points at that point, right? So those are the steps. I hope that helped everybody. I know it's probably still a little bit, confusing a little bit, but if you just go through those steps, you should be able to do it. Now, you might say, well, I don't see anything. In the very top right, so I'll show this one more time. In the very top right, after you've signed, this page will change and it'll show like your account up here, but this will be up here. And then if you don't see any points, it's because you don't have your wallets linked that have the diamonds in there. And you're gonna have to click link wallets, and then it will take you to a different page, not this one. It'll take you to a page where you can link the wallets. The reason why it took me here is because I didn't sign in or whatever. And then at that point, you just link your diamond wallets, and that's it. Simple like that.
Great job. Yeah, good way of putting it. So did you had to pretty much do every single one of your wallets, right? It wasn't just like, because remember a couple months ago they had us kind of take our Bitcoin wallets and kind of link every single wallet to the thing. It was kind of pointless because you had to do it again.
It wasn't pointless. It was to let us know how to do that.
Okay.
But it was kind of pointless. It was probably for people like me, let's be honest, because I just sometimes I zoom through things, and what I should have did was I should have went to my Magic Eden wallet on my PC, opened that, which had everything linked, and then just did it that way. Only linked that wallet, but I went through all my wallets, but I got all my allocation. So that's really cool, because you can actually at that point it's going to show you what you have, and then you can see. So
yeah, and then on claim day, because there is an address there. It says your claim address, so you'll just go on that app probably and just claim, right? Because it's already linked. You're already linked in. You're already ready to go.
Yeah, on your phone though, because that's the whole point, is delegating that Solana account, right?
I got
so
you.
that Solana account is actually connected with all your BTC wallets in terms of diamonds. So now you'll be able to claim the Magic Eden token, because it's the Solana token, once claim day is here. So.
And you will need Solana in that wallet, correct? And the fee might be kind of high because a lot of people are going to be doing it at the same time. So I think recommended, they're saying $5 of Solana in that wallet.
Possibly.
So
possibly, yeah.
Yep. I'm excited for it. It is 5 days from today. It's looking like it's next Tuesday. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to get into Arch. But before we do, I kind of want to hit on, we can hit on that stuff later. Let's hit on this one. Fluid tokens on Bitcoin. Imagine you could airdrop runes and BRC20 tokens to 1,000 users in one click. Well, it's possible. So they put out this tweet here, and it seems like Raul. That's one thing about Raul, man. He didn't tell us about this update. So you're going to be able to do it right from the fluidtokens.com, the Bitcoin version. This is something that we remember when we did our airdrop. We did it one by one.
Oh my god!
By one. So this is something potentially. Obviously, you can't do ordinals, but you can do BRC20 and runes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wonder. I'm sure that they can do ordinals. Possibly. Maybe we can ask them, right? But this is just another, angle or aspect that the Fluid team is showing you guys in terms of their skill set, right? Like, being the UTXO wizard devs that they are, they're putting more and more resources and tools out because they know how to utilize every opcode possible, right? So that's something that's super exciting to see that they're putting this stuff out, and it's going to continue. They're going to continually add more features and resources to their site.
100%. And Fluid is a team that is actually building on Arch, which is going to get into our next segment with Arch Thursdays. But Raul and his team over there, man, it's just they're putting out new stuff every day. It started off with the lending, and then it went to the swap, and now it's the staking and airdropping as well. But huge shout out to Raul and everything they're building there at Fluid. But it's officially Arch Thursdays. You ready to start?
Let's do it. Let's bring them up.
All right, let's bring up Matt, bring up Nick from Arch. What's up, guys?
Yo.
How's it going, y'all?
Going well. How you guys doing? Are you guys running around like chickens with your heads cut off since you're so busy?
It's been pretty crazy.
Man, y'all got some chill energy. I love it. It's like,
Yeah.
when things get busy and stuff, you guys are like, let's attack it. But what's been going on with Arch lately? You guys are obviously behind the scenes building, but if you wouldn't mind, let's start with you, Nick. I know you kind of are in the CMO, so marketing side. What do you guys have for the audience in terms of new?
Yeah, I mean, last week we launched both our testnet projects that are the first apps on our platform, right? So that's pretty exciting. A lot of the users here and listeners here probably saw Saturn Dex as well as Funky Bit. So really, really good stuff there. And some of the traction we've been seeing, just thousands and thousands of transactions being done. We have over 120, I think, was 140,000 people in the Arch program now, in the Archnaut program. So it's a good bit. I looked at the numbers this morning, so really good stuff. I think my favorite moment so far was Matt releasing a hype video around doing Saturn swaps to the tune of what song is that, Matt? I think you can sing us a few bars.
Don't
here.
Stop Me Now from Queen. Definitely not going to sing a few bars from Queen though.
Well, you can't hit those notes.
Definitely not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So let's kind of talk about Saturn's launch. I saw the tweet. I jumped in, started playing with it. Had some issues in the very beginning. Reached out to Hex, and he was doing customer service that day, which he got back to me right away. And it was just a problem with too many people at one time. And then after that, it was beautiful. I started making transactions and everything looked good. I started minting some runes, trading them, sucking the LP out, adding the LP back in. It was fun. It was obviously on testnet you can do this type of stuff without hurting anybody. But what was the experience from Arch's standpoint of that entire day?
Well, first off, I think Nick and I were also playing customer service just as much as Hex was, because we have to support and also we have a lot of our users, as Nick mentioned, that are trying to do their on-chain missions, getting that ore to keep farming the airdrop. So we have to hold some hands, try to get as much positive experience in this initial phase as possible. And as you mentioned, there were a couple of bugs, and we tried to get to them as quickly as possible. Some of them have already been, squashed, and then there's some remaining ones that we still are working on. But that's the point of testnet, right? We want to make sure that we're able to find all these edge cases out and break the chain or break the swap or the pool as much as possible, so we can find those bugs and get them addressed before we move to mainnet where there's real money at stake. And there are some pretty advanced features here that are working behind the scenes that adds to that sort of speedy UX that you saw. So this isn't exactly as easy as a copy and paste job. There's these techniques that we definitely needed this on-chain activity to monitor how it behaves on Bitcoin, and then make considerations and modifications from there as we start to see this stuff happen in real time. So that's where we're at now, and it's exciting to see the progress we've already made in just a week of launching this. And like Nick said, I was having a little bit of fun with these swaps and making some LP positions. So I made a couple of videos, and it is fast, it's fun, right? Like when you do an LP position, yes, your UTXOs are going to a multi-sig, but it doesn't feel like bridging, does it, Shizzy? Like it feels like Uniswap, where you're signing a smart contract, and your funds are no longer in your wallet, but it's managed by a smart contract, and there's not a lot of friction in between. So that's really cool to see, and I think that it's going to be a game changer when it moves to mainnet.
100%. And as a user, I could care less. I want to make those trades. I want to have fun with it. I want to add the LP, and then maybe whatever, how much time goes by, a couple blocks or whatever. I want to make sure that my assets are in my wallet, and that's everything that you guys kind of were hoping for. It seems like it happened, especially on day one.
Yeah, it's been great feedback. There's still plenty of work to do, and I think what's really exciting is now it lights the fire under the rest of the developer community, because now they see what's possible and they know what's coming, and now they want to hurry up and get their programs ready to go. So in the last week, we've had 2 or 3 projects finish their builds. Finally get that confetti moment in the Telegram chat where we've been going back and forth between the teams, helping them tinker with their issues and auditing their code and their bugs, to the point where they finally are able to get that success message, finally, like it's successfully deployed in the test net. So we've had a couple more. I think one exciting one that I can mention is sort of like that 404 type of concept where you can go back and forth between fungibles and non-fungibles. So I know bitmaps are pretty excited about this type of utility. They're doing it right now on Merlin, but obviously you have to bridge your bitmap to Merlin in order to do that. So this would be something that's much more native, where you don't have to bridge your ordinal, but you could borrow or take out tokens that represent ownership of that ordinal in the form of runes on the base layer, which is pretty cool.
Dude, like I'm just getting bullish on bitmaps right now because this is like another part that's going to take them out of circulation. Are you kidding me? Like Merlin's already taken a good percentage out. Now Arch is going to take a percentage out. For the people that were like sad about bitmap going away, don't be sad, man. That I feel like that asset is safe. But Matt, for you guys, I feel like the Saturn Dex was kind of like that moment to where we were like, okay, guys, we have arrived. Now are we ready? Because it's about to come, right? And then you have people trying to break the the network and all these. This guy over here trying to do it because he literally he tells me I'm trying to break it because I want them to do better, which is good, right? Do you feel like you guys were prepared for that, or do you feel overwhelmed, or do you feel like, okay, we prepared well, we're good, we want more?
I think we're pretty well prepared, although, this rollback mechanism that's fairly unique and innovative that we have, it broke on day one. And, that's a result of, lots of fast transactions happening, lots of intra-block trading happening. And this is something that hasn't never been done before on Bitcoin. So there's no precedent for this. We have to learn quickly, iterate quickly. And a lot of Amin's banking experience in the banking industry helped with this because they do a lot of this rollback stuff in real time at a very, very fast pace. So we have a lot of stuff cooking behind the scenes, but you're not able to see the progress or traction that the developer team is really putting in the hours right now. You will be able to when we finally ship mainnet, but a lot of that kind of gets taken for granted. When you don't get to see that kind of stuff, you see the same looking swap on the front end, but it's just going to work, and that's really what we're going for.
Yeah. I think, this was something that I was also thinking a lot about just because I was seeing like the messages in the Discord and doing a lot of the customer service. And, to be honest, even to this day, we are doing a lot of that in the Discord. And, the big thing I think people don't always realize the difference between like launching a project and launching an ecosystem, right? That's going to support Bitcoin like this is that you have so many partners at play. And thankfully, like we're all aligned. I mean, Saturn is like super tight with us. They even sent one of their top engineers to be in Morocco with Amin to like work out a lot of these technical issues over the last few months, like, and, just to make sure that they were like ahead of the curve, right? So like we're all really aligned and we're all in the same conversations. But here, some of the challenges, it's a combination of three things. It's Arch, it's Saturn, and then it's also Maestro, our infra provider, right? And so when you have that main teams together, obviously you've got to coordinate, and even if just one issue comes up on one side of it, the whole thing might be a little buggier. So that's exactly what testnet is for. I think when you ask like, were we ready for it? I think that we were ready for it, but what we were ready for is the same way Elon Musk is ready for, a SpaceX launch. I mean, Matt's pretty great. Like, maybe he's up there, but like, what we're putting out there is the idea though that, for Elon, it's not just about like whether or not he lands a rocket. Half the time it's like, it doesn't really matter if he lands or not. Did he get the data he needed to improve and iterate, right? And so for us, we did everything that we could to have this ready for launch, but understanding it's more important to get it out there and actually start testing it so you fix those errors faster. Just like Elon can launch a rocket for a fraction of the cost that NASA does, where NASA tries to do everything perfectly and then launch it. Elon is like, no, let's like get this like testable and then let's get it out there. And that's exactly what we've done. But you can already see how much it's improving. And even today we're launching an update that's gonna just iron out any issues. So yeah, we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
Nick brought up a pretty good point here. There's just a lot of variables at play here. It's not just Saturn, it's not just Arch. There's other players involved, like you mentioned, Maestro. You know, if I could draw a comparison back to the early days of DeFi on Ethereum, like it wasn't until the Alchemies and the Infuras and all of these RPC providers started to pick up the slack and hold everyone accountable. So right now we have one RPC provider and one mempool indexer, and that's Maestro. But we've had a tremendous amount of inbound interest from other RPC infrastructure providers who say we want to you know, also give developers that option. So that's going to really hold Maestro accountable to say, we got to, you know, make sure that the developer experience and the infrastructure that we're providing really truly works, and it's fast, and it gives good developer experience. So also like Blast, for example, on day one only had one RPC provider. The chain went down a few times. And then of course, over time and more like developer activity, user activity, it justified other RPC providers to come in and say, hey, we want to support you guys too.
Oh, I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, his headphones probably died.
Okay.
Actually, this might actually be a good time to bring in you know, Maestro if we have them in
Maestro.
the waiting room. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask one question. I'm going to bring them up after this question though, because you could probably answer this a little bit too. And it's you know, Matt was talking about like how you guys are going through these, you know, bumps and bruises, but also many wins and stuff like that. So if you look at your approach with these network approvers and off-chain, offline computation and stuff, other people are trying to do this as well, right? But something like, let's say Tap, right? They're utilizing the ICP network to do it and all this stuff. So they kind of have to use what they have. But you guys are custom building this like step by step, right? So would you say it's like hard to just like have someone sneak over and be like, oh, I'm just going to fork what Arch is doing? Or would you say like it's so custom, you guys are learning still, so they can't really do that? And would you even care if there was like a network of what you guys do, you know, to kind of build that up, like, I guess, another layer of network, because that could bring more users in general. So if you can maybe answer that, Nick or Matt, whoever is available. Okay, so he lost the
Matt, you're muted.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
it. Yeah, I mean, competition is like natural and healthy for these types of growing, you know, ecosystems. In our corner of Bitcoin DeFi, you know, it's good to keep pushing the boundaries and trying new things. Now, when it comes to doing something similar to what we're doing, it may look similar, like it uses a multi-sig on Bitcoin. They do some type of off-chain computation and consensus and ship that data back. But there's a lot of like advantages that you get out of building the VM from scratch, from the ground up, for its specific use in adding this scalable programmability to Bitcoin. Now, in ICP and Near and Stacks, even when they were first developed, they weren't considering this final implementation of programmability on Bitcoin. In fact, ICP and Near wasn't thinking about Bitcoin at all when they were created. Stacks obviously was. But you're going to have some limitations at scale and in user experience that we're able to make complete concessions to, like these rollback mechanisms and reorg resistant guarantees and atomic swap guarantees, these types of things that ICP and Near cannot offer. That's something that developers are ultimately going to have to look at and say, do I want to build additional rollback mechanisms or a reorg type of concessions or mitigations in my program, or do I want to just go on Arch where it's done for me? And from that standpoint, you're going to have a lot better of a developer experience and capability of scaling in an eloquent way. So I think that, you know, we're in a good position from that standpoint.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, you know, we benefit from the work that's already been done by so many others, and I'm sure others will benefit from the work that we've done, right? But you know, when you look at Stacks, for example, like someone who, you know, we think have done a really as good a job as you can do in terms of like having an L2 that's actually aligned with the Bitcoin ecosystem, you know, we're just going a step further and actually making it much more Bitcoin native and much more you know, composable, right, with Bitcoin, and not having to bridge in. But you know, the good thing about having them already is, like, you know, we announced our partnership with Bitflow earlier this week, right? And their project has had a lot of success on Stacks, right? And so having, you know, they were the ones who set the pavement of having developers building on Bitcoin and, you know, this familiarity and, you know, seeing projects like that, you know, be able to have a space to grow and learn. And now they can benefit from what Arch is going to provide. And there's going to be a lot of, you know, syncopation between different ecosystem partners. So the value is that obviously we benefit from those before us, but in terms of like just being able to fork us, it's like highly technical, highly complicated, and sure, it's possible, but you know, that's part of the name of the game with like open source projects, which all these blockchain projects are, and that's what we believe in. So right now, obviously, we're keeping some things, as we like make sure it's perfect and get it out into the world. But as soon as we launch, like it's all going to be open, decentralized, and sure people can, but I'd encourage them try and catch us if you can, right? So.
Love
It's
it.
kind of like good luck, right? Good luck. We know our day-to-day looks like good luck. So I'm sure that's how you guys feel. But I have a question. So obviously, you guys are bringing on Saturn, really kind of opened everyone's eyes to potentially launch in testnet. When you guys are you guys seeing a lot of teams come and asking like when can they launch testnet, and what does the next month for you guys look like with testnet launches?
Yeah, like when it comes to building on Arch, it's a very incremental and step-by-step process. Even if you have the capabilities to build right now, we are a Rust-based VM. There are some UTXOs and PSBTs part of your program inputs and smart contract inputs that need to be considered. So coming from Ethereum or Solana, it's not just hey, I'm able to deploy today. There's a slight learning curve, and over time, with the developer documentation, guides, videos, and stuff that our DevRels are making, that shortens that process a little bit. But for right now, the first step for developers is getting familiar in a local environment where you're not having to wait for block times to keep on changing things and tweaking things and stuff like that. So that's a more developer-friendly area to learn how to build your program. And then once you graduate on from the local environment, then you move on to testnet and finally figure out how to deploy. And then you're bouncing data off of nodes. You're messing around with consensus in the Arch network. So that it requires your program to be pretty, battle ready at that point. So this is kind of the step-by-step way that you get all the way to deploying on testnet. And right now we have, 5 or so that have successfully deployed. Saturn and FunkyBit are the ones that have, gone the furthest with that, all the way to now they have a front end that hooks up to their smart contracts. It's, they have a testnet campaign and all that. So these other projects that have successfully deployed, that's their next step, is getting a website, a front end, and putting together their testnet campaigns. And then there's a whole bunch of other people in line that are all trying to get ready to be deployed. They all know that they want to, like Nick mentioned, Bitflow, they've been building, they haven't finished their build, but they're building, and soon we'll have an aggregator type of product that can pull best rates from all over the ecosystem. So that'll be fantastic. And then I would expect by January, there's going to be anywhere from, 40 to 50 different projects that have finished their builds and hopefully deployed in the testnet by then, because there is a big bag of incentives to have their apps launched by January. So there's going to be some hackathons that lead into that. There's going to be obviously the testnet incentives that we're providing some of these teams right now, but the requirement is they have to be deployed by January. So we should see a lot more traction leading up to mainnet launch at the end of January, which is the target date as of right now.
That's awesome. Super, super exciting stuff. We're super excited to, see everything in action. Obviously, you got to go through the testnet process and all that stuff. But I'd like to bring up Maestro, which is Shizzy and myself know a little bit about them in terms of like infrastructure players and stuff like that. So let's bring up Davis and Marvin from Maestro. How are you fellas doing?
Doing good. Yes. Thanks to be here.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for
doing great. Today. Thank you.
Awesome. So for the audience that doesn't know who you guys are, right? Like I said, Shizzy and I, we do a ton of research. So I think we've been on a call with y'all before, but could you explain to the audience what, Maestro is and what you guys are bringing to Arch and the Bitcoin ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. In simple terms, we are a infrastructure provider, right? For helping people building applications on the blockchain. And our core competency, right, is really specializing on UTXO blockchains. So in the same way that like Alchemy and QuickNode, are powering, hundreds of apps on the EVM chains from Ethereum to Polygon. We don't really have that much infra providers on Bitcoin. At least it's very early. And it makes the development experience difficult, right? It either kind of like creates a high barrier to entry or creates this long development time for people to get from like an idea to live application, right? So the goal with Maestro is how do we reduce that development time and really allow more people to build on Bitcoin? And by doing that, we provide really like natively build services, APIs, developer tooling that works really well with Bitcoin and kind of like is tailored to the needs of what it takes to build on Bitcoin. And then from there, then we can expand that platform, right? And Arch was this natural expansion of like offering additional tools and APIs for the Arch builders. The nice thing with Arch is when you build an application on their VM, right? It's kind of like in between Bitcoin and Arch, right? You're still interacting with the L1. You then extend it to execute your smart contracts. So it's a very good way for projects already on the L1 that want that additional level of functionality or programmability to extend their platform to then run some of their contracts on Arch. So we partner with them in the testnet. We're like working with Saturn, we're working with FunkyBit, we're working with a lot of projects there. And so they're under the hood using both our Bitcoin APIs and services and our Arch APIs.
Awesome. That's awesome. So like I said, we've done our research on you guys. We know that you guys have that experience with like Cardano and other UTXO chains. Is this your first time to build, APIs and infrastructure tooling for like an off-chain compute, like verifying network type of, I guess, solution? Is this the first time? And also, is it more difficult to take this approach than your standard UTXO?
I think, yeah, that kind of network, kind of external VM, first time we're doing this. We've been running blockchain infrastructure for 2-3 years. So it's really running infra is really our core competency. So although we really specialize in UTXOs and that's really our niche, we can run infrastructure for EVM and all kinds of VM. We really have the skills to do that. And so the more interesting bit is that joining Arch so early, right? We're kind of like the first early adopters, and so we're working very closely with the team. And so the Arch node actually is constantly improving, constantly changing, right? And the team are pushing new updates, new functionalities, new optimization, like basically on a weekly basis. So the key part here is us just working very close, embedding with their devs and be able to deploy upgrades very quickly and being very reactive and making sure that what we offer is always as close as possible to like the latest version of the code. So I think actually that kind of makes it fun, right, to be so early and kind of help this project mature and get it ready. And then working with Saturn, which is the first pretty projects using all these pieces to build a live application and have this application work, and people get really impressed by the user experience. And that's the goal, right? It's like, how do we create a better user experience on Bitcoin? The way it works under the hood doesn't really matter as much for the user. It's more like, can you do on Bitcoin you couldn't do before? And when you see that and you see like, wow, we can do swaps, we can use pools, we can have this like real-time feedback, then it kind of like makes all the work worth it, because you're like, okay, we've got something special here and we just have to keep pushing it, because it's really kind of like pushing the space forward and creating like potentially a new wave, a new generation of DeFi on Bitcoin. And we'll see applications that just we haven't seen before.
Yeah, Yagobi, going back to your like initial question, is like, has this ever happened before? I don't think it's ever been needed before, because you have blockchains that are built for programmability like Ethereum. You have blockchains that are built for very fast programmability like Solana. Cardano is a UTXO chain that split off from Bitcoin, right, Marvin? Like to focus on more programmable things with UTXOs. So this is the first time in history that it's ever been needed to try to bolt on a VM for general purpose programmability on another blockchain, right? Because Bitcoin was obviously created first for, perfect peer-to-peer, digital money, right? So it is completely backwards to everyone else's model, which is, money first, network second. Everyone else's network first eventually builds, good money. And so this is the first time that in history that we've ever needed a solution such as this. But in terms of RPC providers, I think like for the layman out there that don't understand exactly what they're doing, is for developers, I mentioned some of the challenges and the friction that they're dealing with already as it exists, learning new code, learning how to build programs and all that stuff. On top of that, in order to communicate with the blockchain, you have to have some mechanism, right? You can run your own node, which is another, hassle to deal with, which costs money and stuff like that. Or you can subscribe to, an infrastructure provider like Maestro, who allows them to communicate with the blockchain in a much easier way. So they can send their commands, and they can talk to Arch, and they can talk to Bitcoin through these RPC endpoints that effectively have those nodes running for the developers. So it really just simplifies things. It saves time and effort, and makes it more reliable of a developer experience when you have a third party putting out these tools.
And this is, I guess I'd just add, this all is pretty typical of a new network, right? So, especially with the testnet environment, you can't launch with full, redundancy or full, consistency sometimes. But that's something that very quickly will be solved as we get more providers, and also just more projects in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Go ahead.
just one thing to chime in here. Reliability is really the most important thing for a provider, right? We compare what we're doing to Amazon Web Services for Web 2, right? It's a subscription. You never want your database to go down, and you always need to have access. And most importantly, as we're seeing with Saturn, as we're going to see with more and more projects coming to Arch, there's going to be a ton of scale. So the infrastructure provider needs to be able to handle so much throughput coming through it. So that's where I would say that we are really prioritizing and focusing, and our specialty is that we are the only UTXO provider, infrastructure provider, that's really built for scale. So we're super excited to see more and more people coming into the Arch ecosystem, and we really have built the bandwidth to handle that capacity as more and more users come and adopt it.
Yeah.
And that's one of that's the main reason why we went with Maestro for an infrastructure provider, because it's not that we didn't have interest from other RPC providers from the Ethereum ecosystem, which is more where RPC providers live, and Solana as well. But they don't have experience with UTXOs. You have the Alchemies, the Anchors, all these RPC quality teams, by the way, but they have no idea really how to navigate and scale with the UTXO based blockchain like Bitcoin, and how to work around that. And as the Maestro guys can probably tell you, there's a heavy feature on UTXOs within the design of Arch. It's pretty much the basis of our hybrid system of accounts. It's what anchors all the state transitions to Bitcoin, which really gives us a lot of those advantages that I spoke about before that blockchains like ICP can't do, because they don't take UTXOs into consideration when they do programmability. So it really was essential for us to have an RPC provider that intimately understands these things, so that we can scale together, and everyone else can kind of follow their lead.
Yeah. Exactly. And you, both of y'all's teams are actually learning together as things happen, right? Obviously they're building these tool sets. You guys are building the network. So I think it works out perfectly. And I love the fact that innovation of technology in the crypto space has come back to Bitcoin. So now we're looking at the EVM, the Solanas as kind of the older tech, which is weird. It's kind of circled back to Bitcoin, but awesome, man. I'm excited about Maestro. And I think this is great for builders. If you're a builder out there, and you're listening to this is going to make your lives easier. Because I know Maestro's just getting started with the Bitcoin ecosystem with tool sets and stuff like that. So I would love to bring up our next and last guest, and we're all going to just hang out up here because his project sounds really fun. The name of it and just alone sounds really fun. But let's bring up Andrew from Funky Bit. What is up, Andrew? How are you, sir?
Hi, guys. Great to be here. Thanks.
Yeah,
and I'm happy you like the name. I like to joke that the name is the best thing about the project, but I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, at first I was like, what is this? Is this like NFT project and stuff? And then I started to realize this is kind of like a pump fund model for Arch, right? Am I right or am I wrong there?
Yeah, I think so. The architecture, the technology underlying it, which I'm happy to go into, it's a more general purpose cross-chain technology tying Bitcoin natively together with other chains like Base. But when we were thinking about which go-to-market product would be the one that could catch fire easily in this environment, we decided to go with a really high-performance meme coin launchpad that uses stablecoin liquidity pools, USDC.
Love that. Could you kind of break down for the audience like what Funky Bit is? Like, we know that's this meme coin launchpad, but like I guess get into the details, like if you guys have a bonding curve and stuff like that, as much as you can. Obviously, if you want to hold some stuff to the chest, that's understandable.
No, it's all open source anyway. So yeah. So there it is. Great, fantastic. So maybe I could just touch upon briefly if it's the architecture of what we've built, and then go into some of the details on the product, details for the launchpad. So what we've done is we deploy smart settlement contracts to a variety of different chains. And importantly, when we were looking at Bitcoin and we wanted to do something that was native with no bridging or no wrapping and a good user experience, of course, we met the Arch team and realized that was the way to go. And those contracts speak to one another through a trust minimized set of off-chain sequencers, which are very high performance. And users send signed orders into the sequencer, which matches them, and then basically signs the matches, sends messages back to the smart contracts, which are entirely self-custodial or non-custodial for the users. And so, in many ways, the meme coin launchpad is going to live on Arch, and it is going to be very much a pump fun type model. One of our followers asked us the other day, when pump.funk? I said, I'm using that. And funk, yeah. So what we will do is we'll have a basically an initial etching and pre-mining transaction. And at that point, rather than doing an open mint, all of the pre-mined, we're talking about runes here, will be sent to a UTXO on Arch. And that UTXO will be subject to a bonding curve. And so because it's on Arch and not on the L1, you don't have to worry about being sniped in the mempool, and it's instantaneous. And so it's very high speed. It's very, very low cost, no MEV. And there are other benefits as well. For example, if you look at Casey's rune launch, basically users paid away millions of dollars to the miners, which, I mean, we have to support the miners, but I'm not sure that's the way we should be doing it all the time. And in Funky Bit's launchpad, basically users will capture all of that excess value up the bonding curve rather than paying it all in extractable value to miners.
That'll basically go into an LP pool, correct?
That's correct. Exactly.
Love it.
That's awesome.
It looks really good. I love what you guys did with this. Are you guys going to be on testnet maybe first couple months of January or next year?
They are on testnet.
You're on
testnet.
Yeah,
they're one of the.
Well, sorry.
They're one of the few. Go ahead.
It's worth saying though, and Andrew can explain more, but they're on testnet now with a version of their product, but the meme coin launchpad is coming soon. So so Andrew, if you want to go into that, because I'm excited. I'm excited about the use case with USDC, especially being able to bring that over. So go ahead, take it away.
Before Andrew gets into it, I just want to let you know Shizzy's going to be listening to you intently because he wants to farm points because he thinks everything is incentivized. But anyways, go ahead.
No. I like testing projects. This is really cool. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Nick, thanks very much. So we were on testnet on day one, and we've already executed on testnet about 90,000 cross-chain swaps on testnet. So it's going great, and really hats off to the Arch team on making it all happen from day one. So the testnet right now includes the cross-chain swapping piece. So right now you can go to our testnet and swap Bitcoin for USDC and go back the other way, and you can do the whole thing in less than a millisecond. So our mean time to do a cross-chain transaction where everything settles natively is 400 microseconds, so less than 1 millisecond. And the piece that Nick mentioned that we're hopefully going to be getting out in the next few weeks is the actual launchpad piece with the bonding curve and the pre-mine going over to the UTXO on Arch. Certainly it's going to be done, by the end of this month. It's just a matter of when. And so we'll get plenty of time on testnet on that before we go live on mainnet. And whenever we're going live on mainnet, whenever Matt tells us to.
So I'm actually looking at it right now, and it actually looks amazing. I love the UI. And you can, to Yagobi's point, I can start earning some of these funky bits.
Please.
This is pretty cool. Could you explain?
And you earn the arch points as well too while you do this.
Oh, double farm.
Double incentivized.
Yeah.
You weren't totally wrong about everything being incentivized because Saturn has their own program as well. So it's starting to look like if you just do anything on our testnet project, you're gonna be eating good. Let's just say that.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, and the just as you were looking at the dashboard there, so we have users, of course, connect using their Bitcoin wallet, and then there's a EVM wallet that's required just first time to download 10,000 USDC from Base, and then either wallet will work, and you can you're good to go.
Gotcha. Love it. Andrew, from a builder's perspective, that is in this test net, and then obviously in the builders group chats and all that stuff. What has that experience been like for you? Do you feel supported? Do you feel like even if you are supported, it gets busy and you got to kind of work through things? Like, what has the experience been for you?
Yeah, well, I'm telling the story about how I avoided you for
So if you're going to talk bad about Matt and the archives right now, no, I'm just kidding.
Getting a hold of Matt initially proved to be very difficult. We were very excited about his project, and given the ardor with which we chased him, we were worried about him avoiding us. We were worried. We were more excited about his project than he was, but it turned out not to be the case. But at the risk of complimenting the guys on this call too much while I'm on with them, the support has been amazing. I would say, as Matt noted, it's not a typical development environment for someone who's just doing an EVM copy pasta, and it does require somewhat of a commitment. I think when we saw what was going on with the team and the potential, we went all in on it. I think as these guys will commit, but I think we had total, reciprocity. We super responsive, very interested in getting us up and running any hour of the day. It's really been a super great experience. And I would assume, maybe we got a little special treatment because we were early, but I think that it's probably going to get other developers are going to get the same sort of experience.
Yeah. That's going to be amazing for, a builder ecosystem to really solidify there. For Maestro, are you guys working with Funky Bit, or are you guys kind of looking at them as a case study of tool sets that you guys are building?
Yeah, we've met with Andrew, right? And we shared kind of our documents and APIs. So I think right now they're just exploring what we have. Maybe we should probably check in this week or next, but yeah, we love what we're doing. And we're talking to everyone that's building on Arch, and I think that they're aware of what we offer. And we're adding constantly new things. And maybe a interesting story is that we were building this mempool rune indexing API for another customer on L1, and it actually ended up helping Saturn a lot, right? So we're also still discovering clever ways and new ways to best use Arch. And for people that don't know, mempool APIs is where we start indexing runes and ordinals at the mempool level for unconfirmed transactions. So the mempool is where unconfirmed transactions kind of sit before they get into the get mined. And actually, a lot of clever things can be done with UTXO there, or you can change transactions in the mempool because it's almost like seeing into the future, right? So if you rank those transactions by fee, you can get a sense of which transactions are about to make it on chain. And so we saw that there was demand, for example, even from Liquidium, that they're like, how do we index the runes and the ordinals for this unconfirmed transaction? So we started building this in parallel as we're building Arch and kind of pushing for that new API service. And turns out that Saturn actually said, hey, this is exactly what we needed. And they leveraged that in their first demo right now, where they're able to use these unconfirmed UTXOs in the mempool and chain multiple transactions together and really kind of create this very responsive swap experience So I think that was a really cool story of showing how we're so early. Everyone's kind of building and pushing the boundary of what we think is the best thing, and we're finding new ways to combine all these pieces together to create better applications. And I think more of these discoveries are going to be made in the future. And so, yeah, I welcome anyone to like start building, start playing with things, and see what you can build. I think there is still a lot of low-hanging fruits for cool things to do.
Yeah. That's a perfect example too of being in early and different parts of the ecosystem learning together, or just kind of being in the right place at the right time. I think Saturn benefiting from that is awesome. But man, Shizzy has his finger up. So what's up?
So yeah, so we just have a question from Yashir. It's about the Arch network. So it can provide API for the call request from the wallet related to relevant data such as transaction count and all the queries too on testnet and mainnet. Anyone take this?
Is that more of a you question, Marvin, for API stuff, or is he asking something specifically here to us?
I think he's asking, can there be an API that provides call requests from wallet related to relevant data, such as transaction counts?
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
all the queries as well on
Yeah,
testnet and
Marvin,
mainnet.
don't we expose API endpoints that do various fetching of data related to the accounts and tokens within those programs, et cetera, right?
Yeah. So you can check out. We have at least I think 15 different APIs that's pulling data from the Arch node, from program to block info to transaction counts. If there are data that you need that we don't offer, right? We're actually collecting a lot of user requests, and we're constantly like adding new things and kind of expanding that. So yeah, check out what we have. And then if it doesn't fit your need, just contact us and we'll try to add it to the API reference.
And I'm going to ask maybe a dumb question as the marketing person in the room here, but this is also the kind of information that eventually would be partly provided through like our blockchain explorer and things like that, which is also something that we'll have that you guys are working on, right?
Yeah, that's also an exciting thing. So we're working on a Arch blockchain explorer in parallel, and you're able to see both Arch blocks and Bitcoin blocks, and how transactions on Bitcoin are linked to transaction on Arch, and then be able to see all the transaction information, so the instructions and the programs. It's going to make it super easy to kind of explore and get a better intuition of like how these two networks work hand in hand very closely, and how your assets, right, are able to be triggered from one address to the next by running these programs. So we're very excited about this Explorer. I think it's just going to help a lot of people kind of get a great sense of what's going on. And it's just a necessary thing to have, right, for any of these new networks. So I think we're very close. We're like actually the last step of integrations. We've got like a very nice UI for it. Should be coming pretty soon. I don't want to give a date because we're always like optimizing little things, but yeah, expect an Explorer to come for Arch probably soon.
Yeah,
We'll
this
see that.
piece is like hugely important, because if you guys like go on Ethereum or Solana on Etherscan or Solscan, you're able to click on a transaction. You can see all the different things that are happening under the hood, even inspecting down to the smart contract level sometimes, right? But when these transactions are happening on the base layer through Arch, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, as far as mempool.space is concerned, it looks like just a peer-to-peer transaction from the multisig to the end user. But what's happening under the hood, there's a lot more context, and that's what this block explorer is going to give you. Like, it's going to say, this is a swap that happened from this wallet to this wallet on Saturn, for this specific asset and stuff like that. So it's an integral piece, I think, not just for developers, but also for users to understand what's happening with all these assets being shuffled around.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, the audience is really enjoying the conversation here. Jordan Maple says this conversation would be great at Miami. I think he's talking about Art Basel, which I'm not sure if you guys have any representatives there, but and then also there was a couple other Mike Bennett says, for a software developer like himself, diving first into blockchain dev and the Bitcoin network, this is an exciting time, amazing tools to get familiar with. Yes, Mike, he's one of our regular audience members. If you're interested, I would say, reach out to this team, and, Maestro's definitely going to probably have a tool that you can utilize, but definitely exciting conversation to have. And
if you
go
want to,
go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, if you want to reach out to us, and you go to our website, there's a type form link. It says like join our incentivized testnet. You can reach out there. I think we can also share the link, hopefully, in the YouTube comments. I can't for some reason, but if you guys can do that, that way people can reach out.
Josh says Maestro, as I understood, is something like alchemy on Bitcoin, right? That's a perfect comparison.
That's right.
Yep. And Shizzy will get those links in there. So anybody that is a guest of ours, just shoot over the links that you want in the live notes for YouTube, and for the audience, visit that section so you can get linked up with these guys. It's definitely amazing conversation. And so what we typically do in our segments like Arch Thursdays is, we're going to wrap things up, but we want to give each team kind of a last, final word, something maybe the audience or community can get excited about with the project or anything. And I'll start with Andrew with Funky Bit.
Thanks a bunch. Great being here. Really great being here with the Arch guys and the Maestro guys. Yeah, I would say, look, picture's worth 1,000 words. If you're interested in what we're doing, if you're interested in low friction, high speed meme coin trading, if you're interested in rapid, super high performance cross-chain swaps that settle natively, I think the best thing to do, really be great, go to funkybit.fun. Give it a whirl, and give us some feedback. We are super open right now. That's what we're all about, is getting feedback from users. That's
awesome.
I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Love it.
I would love to do a full episode with you. That's what we do here. We do full episodes as well. But you're definitely every Arch Thursday you're definitely invited back. But definitely want to do a full episode with you. Kind of really break down your site and everything you guys are building and what it's going to look like in the future as well.
That would be amazing.
Awesome. All right. We got 615 people watching and listening in. So no pressure here, Maestro. You guys are next. So any final words for the audience here?
Simply like a message to builders. Maestro at the core, our mission is to make building on Bitcoin easier. Really, our reason to exist is to make this ecosystem grow and make it like easier for people to build. So if you're a builder and you don't want to reinvent the wheel and spend hours, building things that we've already built that can scale to millions of users, try out our platform. We have a free tier, and you can build a lot with that free tier. You can really play around and get your app to the next level, and be sure to building on solid grounds that when your app becomes popular and you hit 1 million users, it will scale elastically and reliably. And so we've done it for hundreds of applications in the past already, and so we have a very solid platform. So come try Maestro and let's build together.
Let's go. Davis, any final words?
I mean, I can't really follow up with that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Listen to what Marvin said just now.
Yeah. I guess what I would say is, man, we hit 100K yesterday.
Let's go. That's what I was looking for that, actually. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, that's awesome. 100,000 Bitcoin.
And I can't, emphasize enough how bullish I am about this ecosystem, how bullish I am about Arch, how bullish I am about stable coins coming to Bitcoin, that we have programmability coming to Bitcoin.
Let's go.
So I think this ecosystem is going to explode. Obviously, I'm biased about Maestro, but we're building to scale. So when this thing does, we're going to be ready for it. Arch is going to be ready for it. So higher. Let's go.
Let's go.
And same thing with you guys. I'm going to toss our Calendly in there, get you guys booked for a full episode. I think that'll be amazing. Learn your backgrounds, learn everything you guys built on Cardano and everything you're building on Arch. I feel like that would really help the audience and have a video for you guys to share if you guys need to show people, exactly what you guys are building. So.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I'll let Nick handle most of the call to action sign off, but I'll just add on to what Marvin said as a call to the developers. We have a tremendous amount of incentives bucketed for developers who are going to be early to this ecosystem and building. So leverage the Maestro team, leverage the Arch team. to your advantage so that you can be early and get some of those incentives, because there's no way that we can be successful as an ecosystem if we can't breed some blue chips, which implies that we're going to be making some millionaires out there out of you. So the guys that are, proactive and want to build something truly great on Bitcoin, hit us up.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right,
awesome.
Nick, CMO in the house. Sign us off.
See, I don't know how to follow that up. That was great. Listen, I mean, Matt covered it from from one direction. I'll just say this, that I think what's so unbelievably exciting about this is that you get to do brand new, first mover type stuff on something that has a $2 trillion market cap today, on something that has the name recognition brand out of all blockchains. It all comes back to Bitcoin, right? And being able to do that, if that doesn't get you hype, I don't know what will. But in addition to that, it's the fact that you can take these proven concepts and you can build it here. I mean, Saturn is called Saturn. Like, everyone here knows Jupiter on Solana, and you can see how the user experience is doing the same thing for runes and ordinals. And if your imagination can go out there and say, okay, what can I build either that's been done successfully, or, with some fun twists, like what Funky Biz is doing, what others are doing, like, it's just such a crazy asymmetric opportunity for developers right now. And so, my job as a marketer is to shill, but like at the same time, my background as a journalist, where I used to be like an equal opportunity asshole, and I just, criticize whatever I saw, my job was the truth. Right. And so I still have that. So I wouldn't be saying this if it weren't true, the fact that, and people can see it. Right. So that's the opportunity. That's how exciting it is. That's why we're all building in this space. And I think the audience here understands how special Bitcoin is, especially on days like this and after a night like last night. So just super bullish and excited to work with all y'all.
Yeah.
Tell them how people can participate in the testnet, Nick.
Oh yeah, see, I missed the CTA. There we go. All right, so you can participate in the testnet as well, and that's probably the best way to test these apps and get a sense of what it's going to be like on Bitcoin through Arch very soon. You can do that at dashboard.arch.network. So that's a great opportunity, is to go through our program. It's called our Archnaut program, and you'll rise through the ranks. You'll earn some XP. You'll also earn some OR, which is our points program, and most importantly, you'll get some exposure to Saturn, to FunkyBit, to all these great apps. And also, if you're in our Discord, like, you're going to get exposure to what's happening sooner than anyone else, and get that extra alpha that hopefully will allow you to benefit the most from this program and from building on Arch. So super excited for people to join that. And we're also doing the little giveaway here, right, with BDC. So
yeah,
I don't know if we already, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna do that here in a second, but
Cool.
we got to get the names on the wheel and do all that stuff, but it'll be live. But I wanted to kind of allow you guys to sign off, and it's been amazing Arch Thursdays. I love the conversation today. We'll continue it next Thursday. So if you're watching, guys, one of the best parts of when we start a reoccurring weekly segment is we get to see these ecosystems grow from like an infant to a full grown ecosystem. And so you guys get to join us with that journey. Shizzy, did you have something to say?
Yeah, just remember, there was a 17-year-old on Solana who used Jupiter. He used it every single day, and he made millions of dollars. Hey, I'm just saying, right? You can be 17 years old and just testing things and just being somebody in the community, and you can get rich in this ecosystem, especially in something early like Arch, especially something early in like FunkyBit. And with these guys building with Maestro, man, you guys are really building the foundation of an ecosystem, and it's just truly special to see, especially this early.
Yep. And I do want to thank Arch and Matt and Nick and all the builders here, but Arch about the $1,000 billion cat giveaway. We're going to be doing that after we send these guys off live. But, thank these guys because they're the ones that are doing the giveaway here. But for you guys, we want to say thank you for an amazing Arch Thursdays, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Thanks, guys. Great.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Guys. Awesome. Yeah, man. We definitely got to get a banner for next week for Arch Thursday, because the StreamYard one Well, I wasn't happy with it, but
I mean, StreamYard needs to pay us if we're doing that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're gonna get a nice Arch banner for next week. I didn't even know why I didn't think of it, but yeah, Arch Thursday is gonna be a continuous segment, guys, every single week until these guys build something special, and we're gonna be there to document it the entire way. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and just tune in every week. It's 650 people in here right now, huge crowd. You guys are awesome, but we're gonna get this wheel spun for you guys. We know you guys want to win this. What is it? 1,000 Billy.
Yes, 1,000 Billy. We're gonna do pick 3 winners. I sent you the list there, so I sent it to your Twitter. I sent it there, so you should have it. But while you're getting that ready, I think we have a couple other topics there. Let me see what we got. What we got, guys.
The DApps for Merlin.
Yeah. Let me pull that up here. Let me pull that up. Is it in the actual banners though?
Yeah, I can do it. You want me to hear? You just want to do the wheel?
Yeah, send me the link for that. Send me the link for that. You get the other thing set up, but yeah, guys, we're hanging out a little bit longer today because we've been doing that and having fun with you guys. We're going to talk about different things, in the Bitcoin ecosystem as well. Right now there's a ton of stuff going on. There's a lot of new releases happening, a lot of hot stuff. But I will get the wheel ready for the giveaway. If you can send me that link.
Yep, send it right now. And then I'm gonna go over the new DApps for what is happening with Merlin and stuff like that. So
all right. Yep, I got it.
All right, cool. So I actually have it up here. Let me bring this down, bring this one down. All right. So Merlin just dropped a bunch of really cool DApp locations. They're really awesome. Jeff was tweeting all morning about this, and it's something that he, when Jeff talks about something on the show, it's not months down the line. It's usually like days or weeks. And we were kind of shocked that they all kind of dropped today. So if you guys go to their Twitter, it's btc.fun is the first one. And of course, the dApps kind of jump down on me. But yeah, I'll show you guys right now. All right, so this is the thing. So let's celebrate BTC hitting 100K with a party. Join the Telegram mini app to play and earn the party. Bring the BTC. So all you guys got to go to this tweet, and it's just hit the t.me link, and that'll take you to their Telegram. And then you can actually bring this down, and you guys can actually start playing these games. Web.
So you got it
ready.
Yeah. So you got to actually go to the Telegram chat room, and then you got to click it to open it, or what? No.
So it immediately brings you to this app, and then you can start game, and then you guys can start earning using.
Wait, what's going on? What are you shooting? Are those bones?
I don't even know. I'm shooting some frogs. I got some pretty cool stuff down here.
Okay,
and you guys can.
Yeah. So for the audience that was a bit upset because you didn't get the airdrop claim or anything like that for that party token, the BRC20, you can earn an airdrop playing this game. So we'll put the link in the notes for this game, but you can earn an airdrop because there's going to be airdrop allocations for the future as well. So make sure that you guys, if you want, you can do that to earn that party token airdrop, because I know there's some people that were not so happy about that. And yeah, they could have handled that better for sure. I do have the wheel ready. Oh, Kai Effect, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for the super chat, which is the super sticker.
And there's another one real quick before we get into the wheel. I just kind of want to show, and you guys can do your own research with this, but this is Timon. So it's the guy from Lion King. He said it's pretty cool. When Jeff mentioned to us the other day, we were both just like, oh, okay, then we got it. It's but it's really cool. What kind of animal is Timon?
He's a meerkat.
Okay, he's a meerkat.
Timon's a meerkat. Yeah.
So you guys can go here, and you can click there, join now. I'll actually put this. I'm just putting.
What's the Twitter? What's the Twitter handle?
Timon Fun. But I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys as well. You guys can check these out, and you're earning points, which I absolutely love. You're earning that airdrop.
The party.
The party. Yeah, the party. Yeah. And so the mint goes live, guys. Probably either.
No, it's tomorrow. Yep.
It's tomorrow. Okay. Yep. I was expecting. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be tonight, which is there tomorrow.
Yeah. So from what I got was tomorrow. So I would say I think it's fair to just give it like 12 hours, 12 to 15 hours. Check back on, their Twitter account and stuff like that. But they do have a specific allocation percentage set aside for those Telegram mini apps and stuff like that. So that's how you can earn that airdrop there. But I'm ready here for the wheel spin. We're gonna spin this thing 3 times, guys. 3 times, because this $1,000 billion cat is gonna be split up into 3, so 333 each. Let's go. So do I need to stop it?
Nope, you just send it.
So I just click this. Okay. Ready?
The middle. Yep.
Oh, the middle. Okay, ready? All right. Good luck, everybody.
Site editor.
Site editor. Let me just
site editor. If you wouldn't mind putting your Twitter in here, that way we can make sure we get you everything you deserve. How much Billy is getting? 3,300.
333.
33. Okay.
Yeah, but we need a Bitcoin Taproot address for that. All right, so I'm going to remove you. Congratulations. All right, spin number 2 coming up. Good luck.
All right, the second spin here. 676 people watch. Shout out to you guys. Sultan.
IBN. What does IBN stand for? I don't want to know.
International Business Network.
Okay, part of that. Mr. Yen's Japanese businessman, probably a part of that.
Congratulations, Sultan. Put your Twitter handle in here. We'll reach out to you to get your Taproot address and get it to the Arch guys to get you guys paid your Billy.
All right. Last one. Good luck, everybody. Our guy, Kai
Effect. He with the karma, he gives a super chat and then gets the win right back. He paid $5 and won more than
about 25, something like that, or return. But anyways, congrats to all the winners.
Kai's Twitter, right?
Yeah. Congrats. Well, Ty had an issue with his Twitter before, so Kai, let us know. I'll look for you on Twitter. But the other 2, so just to go ahead and rename the winners here, we have Site Editor, Sultan IBN, and Kai Effect. So congratulations to you guys, and again, another big thanks to Arch Network and Matt for providing that $1,000 billion cat for the winners there. But yeah, man, really good show. Amazing educational show. I feel like, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I definitely I do love foundation and stuff like that, but I just think that it's hard to explain something like that in a short amount of time. So I definitely want to get Maestro 1. I think for myself in general, I want to learn exactly what they're doing from a core standpoint and everything they're building with that. So I'm really curious, because I understand, Explorer and stuff like that and the APIs, but kind of breaking it down a little bit more. I think it's something I want to do. Definitely. It sounds like it'd be really interesting. And that's one thing about the show. I just want it to be educational as possible. I want us to learn, I'm not the brightest crown in the box, right? But I'm in the box, and it's got
we know what computers are.
Yeah. but I hope you guys
take
something, kind of what Yagobi says every episode now. I hope you guys take something and from the show. And I know I took a bunch of stuff. I actually wrote down some notes to kind of go over and learn what some things are. But having guys like Maestro on the show is really awesome, because they're really, really smart.
Yeah.
When Marvin talks, man, I was trying to keep up. Were you able to keep up?
Yeah, somewhat. Now I was lost in a couple of those. I'm not gonna lie, but someone did learn something. Shout out to iWalk Alone. He found out what his allocation is for the Magic Eden token.
Nice,
awesome.
Nice.
I'm so glad that you got that win, brother. And yeah, so just happy for him.
Yasher says, "What is the box?" It's a Crayola box. Like I'm talking about. I'm not the brightest crown in the box, but I'm in the crown box. I don't know if that joke hits all around the world, but it's it's something that I was told from my teachers in school.
Yeah. For sure.
Colorclaim.org. What is this?
I don't know. Probably some chill situation.
All right.
Is that it? Are we wrapping it up?
Man. I think
we're all right. Yep. We got 689 of you guys that stuck with us, and like Shizzy said, try to take one thing from the show that can enlighten yourself with and learn, something new about the ecosystem. Anything about the show is what we shoot for. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Without you guys, we couldn't do this, and we're so thankful for that. We just want to remind you every day because we truly feel that way. But if you do have some extra time, if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, Emblem Vault is going to play a key role with interoperability with Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. You're going to be able to do a jump feature with their Let protocol to be able to jump your Bitcoin Puppet, your Bitcoin Node Monkey, anything ordinal to another chain like Merlin or Ethereum, Solana, Base. They're going to be the providers for that, right? One gas transaction is what they are saying. So that's awesome. That's much better than 4 blocks. That's much better than 2 days. So look out for these guys doing huge things. Also, we get to see behind the curtains, and they have built an AI wallet assistant agent is what they're calling them nowadays. Guys, be ready for the future because this future is coming fast. And so they already have the Solana wallet, and they're going to have the Bitcoin wallet ready very soon, maybe the end of this year, early next year. So you're going to be able to tell these LLMs, hey, buy me 1,000 BTC. And they'll be able to do it with your permission. So check them out at emblem.vision to learn more. And then we did a pre-record with them. That's going to come out when?
Tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so tomorrow that's going to go over the tokenomics of their emblem keys, which is a rune. We told you guys to get in, man. If you missed, you probably missed the boat. But there's other rounds and there's other ways to get it. But it breaks down the tokenomics. It goes over the AI build that they're doing. But check those guys out at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is your predictions market for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets, on a predictions market, right? They have a lot of markets that are related to Bitcoin. Like, will OpCat get added before 2025? I think that's an easy one, by the way. But if you have an X1st wallet with some Bitcoin in it, you can just deposit directly from there. It takes 6 blocks to do so. Check them out at betbtc.win. And then BitParp guys are the perpetual leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are launching their testnet in about 4 days on Botonics. The top prize is going to be 10,000 USDT. They also will be offering 50,000 BTP as well. So check them out at bitperp.io. Ordinal Hive is the aggregator ordinal marketplace of the Bitcoin ecosystem on layer 2 or layer 1 and layer 2 actually, as they have scaled out to Merlin chain as well. But if you want to find the cheapest ordinals, you're going to do so on Ordinal Hive. You can go to beta.ordinalhive.io to learn more. You do need to get whitelisted, so for that site, but you can do so by requesting it in their Discord. You can earn points by listing, buying, and selling, and they will have a future rune as well. So make sure you're on there and being active. And then Fluid Tokens is, in my opinion, the innovators of the Bitcoin ecosystem, as they are UTXO wizards, kind of like Maestro, right? Both have that Cardano experience, but Fluid created the first staking vaults for retail users on layer 1. If you're an ordinal founder or you started a runes and you want your holders to be able to earn by staking, reach out to Raul, the CTO at Fluid Tokens. He's really easy to work with, and he'll set you up a staking vault. If you can't get in contact with him, reach out to us. We'll get you hooked up. And then Foxy is building the metaverse of Bitcoin called the Bitverse. They actually have bit miners as well. Their DMT asset that you can mine actual assets, digital assets, right? So the current campaign that is going on right now is the Ultra Mythic, which is the second most rare, and you can earn Dog Go to the Moon rune. And then also they have the first-person shooter game in the Clan Wars, and we'll be streaming that soon once it is fully live. And then finally, Merlin Chain is your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder and you already have your protocol on Bitcoin layer 1 and you want it to be a bit more flexible, and you want to do it now, not wait for some of these other node networks, verification networks, I should say, you can do so on Merlin Chain. They have amazing builder support. You can apply for their grant. A couple of our partners already did and got accepted to that. As long as you're a serious builder, they will consider you. They have amazing builder support, as we've witnessed it firsthand. If you are a retail user, it is a very fun and fast-paced environment to trade. You can trade for runes like Dog Go to the Moon or the Bitmap token. And right now, the hot dApp or application really is BTC.fun. They just did the airdrop for the party token, and they have the Telegram app as well, where you can earn an airdrop there. And then I think there's like 4 more dApps. So visit Merlin Chain to see those new apps. That team is doing amazing things. There's going to be a ton of volume coming there, guys. In my opinion, not financial advice, but we thank you so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. And one thing I did forget to go over, codes.emporium.online. That is my guy Limitless's from Bitmap Emporium site here. Let me show you guys what's going on over here. So they're doing their mint. If you have the whitelist, you're eligible. As you can see, all these black boxes here, they're all taken out, but the orange ones are still available, guys. This is something we're hearing could be really big. As you can see, we have our own right there. So definitely check out. I put it right here. Sorry. I'm good. I thought I sneezed there for a second, but check out everything that Limitless is doing, man. We're very bullish on him, and you can see there's a lot of big players. You have your, Unisat, you have Businessman.eth in there. We say Francis doing Uncensored up in there, and so many more. You got Block Runner and Magic Eden as well. So definitely check out codes.emporium.online if you got the whitelist, and I believe you guys can reach out to them to see when the other one is. So we got 15 minutes left for the guaranteed whitelist, and then I'm pretty sure the public phase goes live at 8:25. So definitely check out codes.emporium.online. That's just a friendly show from my good friend Limitless. But guys, check out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and get caught up to exactly where they're where we're at today. If you guys need a VPN, especially for the Magic Eden drop, you guys might be struggling. Can't get it. Don't worry. Me and Yagobi are in the US, and we were able to say F you, Magic Eden. We're definitely claiming our diamonds, and luckily we were able to. So you guys can do that, but you will need a VPN. Yagobi put his to Singapore, put his to El Salvador. I put mine to one of those country in mid Europe. So
why are we telling them what countries we use our VPN on?
Why not, right? So you guys can use it.
Doesn't matter.
If they accidentally put it for the UK and they're like, oh, I can't get blocked too. So you definitely want to use a country that is not geo-blocked by the Magic site. So definitely do that, guys. And if you guys are looking for tickets for Bitcoin 2025, don't worry, we have them, and they go up every single Friday, it seems like. So get them while the demand is low. You'll get them a lot cheaper. If you guys are looking for merch, we have some of the best merch in the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem and in crypto, period, if you ask me. But we have hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and much more, guys. Check out everything at ordinalrevolution.com. You can get the VPN, you can get the tickets to Bitcoin Las Vegas, and get some amazing hoodies or hats or whatever you guys want. But guys, we're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.